guys, and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 3. We're on episode 9, hey, and it's time to start getting back into doing some quests. But before we do that, I want to quickly show off what I've been doing in between episodes, which is working on the space station build. And you can see there's a lot going on now. So the first thing is I've removed the outermost couple of layers of laboratory blocks, and I've put in some dark ineffable glass. I absolutely love this stuff. So this is working almost as a barrier between the outside world and the space station itself. And I've started constructing a hangar of sorts, I guess. So I've been doing that using different chiseled iron blocks. Thanks to the auto sifter, we had plenty of this stuff. Can never imagine doing this kind of stuff in vanilla. And also I've been working on the pathways that are going to connect the central column to the outside ring, and this is what I've got so far. And it appears we've had a slight accident. We've had a little bit of an accident here. Okay, not quite sure how that happened. We shouldn't have had any creepers exploding halfway down the pillar. That's very odd. But yeah, that's as far as I've gotten on the station at the moment. As I said though, I want to focus a little bit on actually getting some quests done today. So we're going to be leaving the space station for now, and I'm just going to continue to work on that off camera. And before we get started, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has been watching the videos, liking them and commenting. Your support's always much appreciated. If you're new here, feel free to click that subscribe button for more videos. And you'll also find the full playlist on the end cards at the end of the video. So the quests I'm going to go for in this episode are the immersive engineering ones. Now we already got the hemp seeds from the small farm we got here. So next up is to create the engineer's hammer, which is hemp fibre, iron ingots and sticks, nice and easy. That's that done. We got the hammer advancement. Come on, let me claim that please. After that we've got coke oven, which needs 27 coke bricks. So coke bricks are clay, bricks and sandstone in this pack. I believe that's a bit different to the normal recipe. And there we go, a nice easy complete for this point in the pack. So where are we going to put this? Where are we going to put it indeed? I don't really want to create anywhere new since we're going to start moving stuff into the new base soon. So I'm actually going to use this area, which was going to be for some extra mystical agriculture plants. And to make the coke oven, all we're going to do is create a 3x3x3 block of coke bricks, like so. So that's 27 in total. And then we right click here with the hammer and boom, we've got the coke oven. So in goes our coal blocks. That's going to make the coal coke blocks. And it's also going to produce 5 buckets of creosote oil as a byproduct, which we're actually going to need to get into the next quest, I believe, which is to make treated wood. Treated wood is simply planks and a bucket of creosote oil in a crafting grid, so that's going to be nice and easy. We just got to wait for that coal coke to smelt. And there we have our first treated wood planks. These are going to be really useful because we can use them to create the engineer's workbench amongst other things. Boom, there we go. Let's collect this back up and get that quest completed. So what's next? So we've got the water wheel, the multi-block projector, automatic lubrication. Never done lubrication in immersive engineering before, but the engineer's bench is probably going to be the next thing to work on. So let's have a look and see how we do that. So treated wood planks, a crafting table and some treated wood fences. Let's grab a couple of sticks. some fences, crafting table, and there we go, that is that one done. Let's put our crafting bench down over here. And we'll complete that, that'll give us some blueprints. And we can use the blueprints in here to create different components, as you can see, and it tells you what items are actually needed to craft them down there. Also got the metal press molds. Alright, so next up on the list, I want to get some blast bricks made up. So these are regular bricks, nether brick, and blaze powders. So we're going to make up a stack and a half of those. That's more than enough to complete the quest. After that, we actually need to make up some steel plates. Oh, and of course we've already got the quest for the steel ingots, because we completed that quite early on. Alright, so I've got the reinforced blast bricks made up, but before we can actually finish the quest for the reinforced blast furnace, we actually need to make some blast furnace preheaters. Now if I go into the recipe for these, you can see we need a couple of things. We need iron sheet metal, which is just iron plates, like so. But we also need an external heater. Now that's mostly fine, except we also need a copper coil block, which needs low voltage wire coils, and an iron ingot. And I've completely forgotten the iron ingot because I am an idiot. Alright, okay, let's grab a stack of those, that'll do. So what I'm going to do is actually a couple of the other quests while I'm working on this, and that's to do the low voltage, medium voltage and high voltage wires. And I'm just going to make up a bunch of these. So we need some sticks, some wire around that. And let's grab 36 will do. Next up for the medium voltage is electrum. So to make these wires, they are just sheets of the metal, and then you put them in a crafting grid with the engineer's wire cutters, and that'll cut them down into the metal wires. We'll do a full stack of this one. There we go, that should get us that quest done. Okay, now we need to do the copper coil block. And we also need the external heater, so that's extra iron, copper and a bit of redstone. And then we have our 2 blast furnace preheaters, and that should complete the blast furnace quest, like so. So now we can actually start putting this down. And this is just going to be built exactly the same way as the regular coke oven. Maybe not. Hey Peter, I've forgotten how to do this. Do we need these guys in? I think we do. Up you there, and now? Oh, do we need the hopper? I think we need the hopper. Do I have a chest anywhere? There's our chest, and we've already got the iron. And I think the hopper goes on the top. It's been a while since I've done this. There we go. There is our improved blast furnace. So this thing here, I think we take the blocks of coal coke, pop them. How do we do this? Is it iron? There we go. We can use the blocks of coal coke, use them to smelt the iron, and that's going to get us steel ingots and also slag, I believe. Now these things here, these can actually be used to speed up the smelting process. You can actually see there's these little orange dots on top here. Now in immersive engineering that means it's a connector, and we can actually hook this up to some power. You can see in the in Weiler at the top there, you can actually see the IF. I can't remember what that stands for. But if we hook these up to power, this will make this a hell of a lot faster, and we've also got an automatic input for this as well, which is nice. Before we do anything else though, I'm going to get another easy quest completed, and that is to make these wire connectors. So these are just terracotta and some ingots. Not that many. I only want to make up one of each. Just enough to do the quest. I'm not particularly bothered about getting too far into immersive engineering. Come on, can I complete that please? There we go. So there's a couple of things we can do now. We've got the icy hot generators. These are the thermoelectric generators. Now these things will actually produce power from having different temperature blocks either side of them. So you'll have hot on one side, cold on the other, and that'll generate power. And that's just steel, copper coil blocks and constantan plates. I don't think I have any of those at the moment. I may actually have a couple left over from doing the armour. Yeah, I've got a few blocks in there. Have I got any in the smeltery? I have a little bit. Alright, okay, that's not a problem. I can easily smelt down a fair bit of that. Okay, so the thermoelectric generator is made up. I've popped this just behind the blast furnace. It's easy to do that way. If you put it in front, every chance you're going to run into it. Because these wires are quite dangerous when they're up. I know that from experience. Now, you could use any cold or hot liquids for this. You can actually use ice as well, I believe, and uranium blocks. But lava and water are nice and simple to get. So all we do is have it in this kind of pattern, so the opposite sides, we've got one hot and one cold. And that should start generating forge energy, I believe it is. So we pop one connector down here. So you can see that's actually filled up with energy straight away. We'll have one on top of here and one on top of there. Now the trick here is, in order to split the connection, we need to use a relay. So we'll hook you up to you first, you up to there, and then you to there. Nice, so those are now getting power. If we have a look in here, you can't really see the difference. It's still quite slow, but it is actually speeding up the rate at which this is smelting the iron down into steel and slag now. Okay, so we've got a couple of more small quests that we complete. First up is the water wheel. We have the automatic lubricator. And finally we've got the projector, which is used to project images of multi-block structures. Like so. I get a bit of music spam here. Oh, we actually need a few of those, don't we? Okay, well I'm going to craft those up back in a second. Alright, there we go, problem sorted. We've got 3 water wheels made up, so let's claim that. So that completes the top part of this. The overpowered gardening bit requires a garden cloche. Cloche, I don't know how you pronounce that. I literally don't have a clue. Unfortunately, I've checked out the recipe for this already, and it requires you to get into advanced crafting. The materials themselves, not an issue. We can make all of that quite easily. However, you need the tier 2 advanced crafting table. To get that, you need to have black iron ingots, which you make using ender crafting. Ender biotite, jade, and iron ingots. The iron ingot's not a problem. The ender biotite we can get quite easily from ender biotite ore in the end. We haven't actually been there yet, but it's not difficult to get. The only problem is the jade. Now this comes from Erebus, which we haven't actually got into yet. So the garden cloche, I think we're going cloche is the pronunciation for this, that's going to wait a little bit. So what we are going to do instead is try and complete this quest line here. Start off with the metal press, get into the squeezer, the fermenter, the refinery, and finally the diesel generator. So the first item I'm going to make up is the metal press. Now I've actually made a metal press projector and it took a bit of working out to figure out how to do this. But basically what you do is you open your engineer's manual, click on the page that has the structure you want to build, and then pop your manual in the crafting grid with your projector, and that will give you the projection for that structure. So now you can see as I'm hovering over a block, it actually shows me what I need to craft this. Now it does move with me, so what we can do is we can shift right click. That will lock it in place and it will show me what blocks to build on the first layer, which looks like some scaffolding and a redstone engineering block. We do need a couple other things as well though. So first thing I'm going to do is make up, if I can spell it properly, a bunch of conveyor belts. There we go, that's 4 stacks of stuff. We only actually need 2 for now, so I'll pop the rest in this chest here. We need the redstone engineering blocks. Which are these things here. Now these are iron, redstone and copper ingots. We've got the iron, so we need redstone and copper. A lot of immersive engineering uses very similar materials, so I'm going to grab a couple of stacks of these actually, just to store over there, and a bit more iron. And again, we're going to make up a couple of these, not too many this time though. We also need the scaffolding. I believe it was the steel scaffolding this wanted. And this needs steel ingots and steel rods. Steel rods are nice and easy to craft. Let's grab a couple more of those. There we make up our steel scaffolding. And the last one we need is the heavy engineering block. Which is this thing here. Now that needs a couple of pistons, some steel mechanical components and an electrum ingot. Now the pistons and the electrum easy get. Steel mechanical component we actually need to craft using the engineer's workbench. And we want the crafting components one. So this was part of a quest reward that we got. So you can see steel mechanical components require 2 steel plates and a copper ingot. Thankfully, we have all of that. So again, pop those in there and boom, nice and easy. Let's actually grab a couple more of those. Nice. Now we just need the pistons and the electrum. Okay, so we have everything we need to make the heavy engineering block. And that now should be everything that we need to actually finish crafting the metal press. So let's grab our projector. Now this is going to be the difficult bit because that piston needs to be facing down. And I'm not sure we can actually get it from there. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And of course I lost the stone block. Of course we did. Right, okay, the last thing is the conveyors. So we need to make sure those both point in the same direction. And last but not least is the heavy engineering block. Okay, great. That's got the green marking around it, so that means that's complete. And then I believe we right click on shift right click. Got the torches. There we go. We click on the piston. So we can now get rid of this projection. Hello? There we go. But that is the metal press created. We do need some power to it, so let's grab the low voltage wire coil and connector. Pop you on top of there, and we can connect this to the relay. Nice. Now, if we grab some ingots, let's do some steel because we're running short on steel plates. Does this? I mean, I don't know if this will work yet, but let's give it a try. Actually, I have to get it on the conveyor. Okay, now that's stopped there. The reason for that is because we actually need the mold for the plates. And to do that, we've got this thing here, which is the metal press molds. First one we want to make up is the plate mold. So that needs 5 steel plates and engineer's wire cutters. So let's grab you. I believe we pop you on there. And now let's try this again. Nice. 1 steel plate. Now, one thing I want to try is if we can grab a hopper. Let's just quickly make one of those up. And I pop that facing down onto the conveyor belt. If I pop some steel ingots in there, is that going to automatically dispense them? The short answer to that is no, it is not. Ow. Stupid wires. What if we did it like that? There we go. That's how we do it. So that's now just going to automatically make those, and I love the animations and the sound effects of these. I've now made up all of the materials needed for the next quest, which is for the squeezer. And I've already got the projector set up so we can see how this is made. So I'm going to grab these blocks on here. Oh, hang on. We need the projector on our hotbar still. So we've got... Oops, that's not right. There's a derp. Steel scaffolding. We've got some iron pipes, or fluid pipes I should say. 1 engineering block, 2 engineering blocks, a redstone engineering block, some lovely wooden barrels, steel fences, and then a piston, and again this needs to go upside down, so let's do that. And break you. And now what we need to do is right click somewhere. Not on that though. And there we go again, making the same mistake twice. Maybe it's on the engineering blocks. There we go. You have to click on the barrel from the side there. But that makes up the squeezer. Now this, where is the power? Looks like it's this guy here. Do we have any connectors on us? We don't. Of course we don't. Not the relays, the wire connectors. That's the one. Let's pop you down there, and hopefully the wire is obstructed by that hopper. It's not a problem because we can just go and grab another relay and we can use that to extend that line. There we go. All sorted. That thing now has power. Okay, let's just leave that cobblestone. So instead I've actually hooked up a few tier 3 solar panels as well, just to make sure that these machines have plenty of power. As now we're starting to hook more of them up, they were very quickly draining through the power from the thermoelectric generator. So the whole point of the squeezer is actually to make plant oil. What I've done is I've popped some industrial hemp seeds in, and it's now creating plant oil, which is awesome. We can actually auto insert the seeds in through either of these hatches with the red or orange dots on, and then our output is actually over here. So yeah, I've kind of built this backwards, but that's okay. It is only a temporary home after all, until we can get it moved up into the lovely space station. But yeah, this is creating plant oil, and that's actually going to be used in the next stage, I believe, which is going to be the fermenter. It extracts ethanol from certain fruits, grains and vegetables through a fermenting process. Okay, so this actually makes ethanol. And then after that, we have the refinery and the diesel generator. So let's have a look at the refinery in the handbook. So you can refine one or two fluids at another. The most common application of this refinement is of plant oil and ethanol into biodiesel. Okay, so once we've got the fermenter set up, we'll then pump the outputs of both, so the plant oil and the ethanol, into the refinery to make biodiesel. And then that feeds into the very last quest in this line, which is the diesel generator, and that's going to generate power from the biodiesel. Okay, so it seems like I made a little bit of a mistake in one of the previous clips, because these blue dots here are actually the input slots. And these ones here are the item and fluid output slots. I was trying for a while to get this quantum tank to connect up to the hatch at the back, but as you can see, it works a hell of a lot better if you actually do it the right way around. That's awesome. What we're also doing is using beetroot seeds to produce the plant oil, because as you can see, we've got 22 stacks of the things. We've also got some pumpkin seeds and some melon seeds as well. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of inventory space, so let's get those in there. Nice, we now have plant oil. Unfortunately, guys, we have run out of recording time for this video. I was hoping to get a little bit more done on immersive engineering, but what I'm actually going to do is finish that off camera, and then I'll show you the start of the next episode. So until then, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please smack that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.